I think for the longest time I had such a negative mindset about my life for the pure fact I was in such a shitty, I would say, predicament, and I was in an environment that makes me so unhappy. And to be honest with you, there's something so blissful about getting to the point in your life where you've basically dreamed of for the past 5 fucking years and have wanted with the excruciating pain that the education system has put you under for the past 2, which is another way to say the leaving certificate in Ireland. Yeah, don't. There is borderline nothing that I wouldn't have sacrificed over the past 2 years just to quickly graduate and get out of that fucking shithole. Jesus Christ, have I hated my time there. I have very few good things to say about the place. I am so fucking, I am so happy I'm going to be out there. Having grown fucking people with the state of the world and with all the problems in society have a borderline heart attack when you wear a fucking jumper. I've never heard such fucking idiocy. Talk about people's fucking priorities in life. I could not imagine having to pay taxes, pay rent, and do all this fucking adult bullshit, have kids, take care of said kids, make sure they're okay. And my one worry in life is being like, oh my god, they're not fitting into this box we want to fit them in, that we want them to fit into. It's almost like the whole point of the education system was to indoctrinate people into the 9 to 5 and how society is telling us how to live. Go to college, do this. Oh, you need education, you need to do this, you need to do that. Everything is being shoved down our throats in this fucking society and all of this. It's fucking mental when I actually just take a step back and think about it. How dare you want to take a gap year, take a year out? How dare you not want to go to college? How dare you not go down this lifestyle that everyone else is going down? And how dare you try to do something differently for yourself when the path that you're told to go down, which is quote unquote the American dream, and which isn't working for anyone, when the housing crisis is absolutely fucking insane right now, where it's like, if you do the stereotypical path, will you even get a job with your supposed degree? Will you even end up quote unquote successful? It's the whole American dream thing anyway. It was like a carrot being put in front of you and you're just fucking running for it. It's like being a hamster on the hamster wheel. You're running, but why the fuck are you running? My thing is, like, my father, he is legit a fucking nomad. He likes the freedom of being fucking homeless. He's choosing to be homeless, and I would never put myself in his position for the pure fact I am female. That's not good at all, and I value safety within reason. I might risk it on occasion, but and I am nothing like him. But one thing I do completely agree with him is I don't trust governments, and I don't want to go down the typical lifestyle. I don't want to go down his sort of lifestyle with how mental it is and how insane it is, but I don't want to go down this typical life. What's so wrong about me wanting to take a year and just work? What's so wrong about me not wanting to go to college? Just because hypothetically speaking, I am quote unquote fucking intelligent. I don't like when people describe me as that word for the pure fact it's caused me so much fucking trouble just for the quote unquote fact that I'm quote unquote intelligent. My whole life, my mother gave me absolute fucking hell over this quote-unquote intelligence. And now I had teachers being like, oh, you need to study, you need to do this, to get the fucking life you want. To get this quote-unquote life. Why should I work towards a goal that I don't even want? I don't want to go to college. I'd be so fucking unhappy in college. I'm doing an apprenticeship with an online college course. That was been my plan the whole time. I need 180 points. I need fuck all points. So the fact I basically had this shit shoved down my throat. Go to college. Susie grant this. Susie grant that. Oh my god. Nisha, you're under TUSLA. They're going to give you a lot of money. They're not going to give me a lot of money. I am legally under my parents. I'm legally under my mother and my father, right? My father, his finances, don't have a hope. Just put that down as a fucking mystery. Put that down as a blank. My mother, I don't even know what she's working as. What's her finances? I don't know. But all I know is this her bank account, there's a fuck ton of savings in there. She has land, she has property. So if that's taken into account for Susie, God fucking help me. Fuck Susie, fuck college, fuck the secondary school I go to, fuck all secondary schools. Fuck a lot of them. They're just meant to fucking indoctrinate you, Be like, yes, listen to these people who don't have your best interests at heart. And when they fuck up, do you know what they're going to cover it up as? We care about you, Nisha. We care about you. Where were they when I actually needed them? Continue to trust us after we fucked you over. Fucking idiocy. Fucking, it's almost like I got punished for thinking for myself. I don't know what I'm going to do because I know I'm either going to end up taking kids or having kids of my own. And I don't think I could morally put them through a fucking education system. Well, I'm definitely not going to put them through the fucking school I went through anyway. Not a fucking hope of that thing. Being surrounded by people who nearly view it as who view it as a negative to want to do something else with your life. Like when my channel got leaked around the school or whatever, like people were having I didn't even fucking realize because no one actually had the balls to be like, go up to me directly, till this one fat cunt, right? He just went absolutely yelling my name one day or whatever, like my fucking YouTube name, Miss Spaghetti, right? So that's when I put 2 and 2 together that the school found out of it. And obviously I knew who spread it, but honestly, with that whole situation, that's just sad in their behalf. I don't really give a fuck like that, My thing is, right, on my public Instagram account, I legit catch these fuckers in my highlights watching my stories. And obviously they've spread this around, and it's the type of thing where it's like, is it really that hard to believe that someone has the confidence to just put their camera up, film, and just post on the internet? I do have people that I clearly am helping by this, and the people in my life who I actually care about, they do support me in this. I don't necessarily see what's the big deal about it. I think most people don't see much for themselves in life and want to drag you down with them. My mother was one of those people. Whenever I did something good around my life and whenever I had a good quality about me, it was something she tried to drag me down for and degrade me for and break my self-esteem down further. And most people are fucking like that. They don't want you to be better than them because that's a reflection of all the hard work they're not putting in. I'm stronger than borderline everyone I know. And that's something I will say with absolute confidence. The fucking mental and psychological strength that my younger self needed just to survive the situations I've been in. And the shit I say on this channel, that is only like the first couple of layers that's the first 2 layers of the depth of the shit that happened to me. There's some stuff I will never comfortably feel like saying on here. There's some stuff that I'm going to die with. Because I don't know if I can ever open up completely just because of my temperament and how I am and my coping mechanisms. But I don't even want people to put respect on my name anymore because I just know. I already know. I already know I worked hard for that. I already know I'm strong. I don't think I need other people to basically suck my dick and be like, oh my god, Nisha, you're so strong for doing all this shit. Because the reality is, most people's opinion mean absolutely fucking nothing to me. Only the people I actually love and care about. And there's some people who I view, they're a nice person, they have good values. Do you know what? Their opinion means something, even if I'm not necessarily the closest to them. But most people are fucking bums, and that's definitely not a quote from my best friend. I don't know how some people can be so greatly affected by me. Well, the reality is, unless you're a part of my life, I don't really talk to people like that. you know? I really, like, try to tend to keep to myself a lot. Like, I am very fucking loud with the people I do care about. I around a lot and joke a lot and, you know? But not a lot of people deserve to see me like that. You know, I come to people with my most genuine intentions and my most genuine self, and I do have a lot of confidence. I do have a lot of self-belief, and I do think one of the best compliments I could ever be given is my name, Nisha Gary. But I don't think of myself as better than anyone else, you know? And I remember when I'd been told that someone I actually thought was close to me was saying that, like, oh, Nisha has a huge ego, she's always on about the gym and I wouldn't want to hear and all this shit. And it's like, when I actually think back on it, my feelings aren't even necessarily hurt by it anymore, because now that person's opinion means absolutely nothing to me. But it's also the type of thing where that's a reflection of how little they felt about themselves. You know, a lot of the people who think I have a huge ego and I'm a narcissist and I'm an egomaniac and I'm all this, it's because they view themselves so little, and they're so insecure that when they see someone like me happy about myself, love myself, and who is, like, truly just happy to be in my body and be myself, you know, like, I don't even mean this in an egotistical way of any sort, but if I was given the option, Nisha, you have the option to be anyone in this world, who would you be? I would say my own name. You know, why would I choose anyone else when I can be the best version of myself? You know, I can work to be towards everything I want to be. So why would I want, like, a cheat code of some sort? And why the fuck would I want to just, like, put myself into someone else's life? I haven't worked this hard, and I haven't survived all this bullshit, and I haven't been healing in the way I am just to do a shortcut. You know, if I want to be successful, I want the hard work that comes with it. I don't want the, like, just the end goal. I want the journey as well, because the journey is what actually builds the character. You know, like, I had become who I am today, and I view myself as a very respectful person. I view myself as a person with good morals. I view myself in a very positive light. You know, I do have my flaws. I do have my negative tendencies. You know, I don't treat people the best, even though I do try my hardest. You know, I do fuck up, I do make mistakes. I could be a bit more productive sometimes. I could take better care of myself, you know, but I'm myself, and that's something I'm very, very fucking grateful for. I am so grateful for my younger self, because I raised myself. You know, I didn't have parents to guide me. I didn't have any of these supports. I didn't really have a lot of opportunities. I was always in the state of survival. I don't know if you know, it's like the triangle fucking Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where it's like basically food, water, safety, you know, kind of like social needs, then your psychological ones and esteem needs and all that shit. I had none of them. I didn't have food, I didn't have safety, esteem needs, not a fucking hope. Physiology, all the needs, not a hope. Didn't have a chance of those, like honestly, just way more respectful and way more easy to deal with than a lot of people my age. Because honestly, a lot of people my age are fucking wankers, and you know what? A lot of people not older than me are fucking wankers, and a lot of people younger than me are fucking wankers. I am weird, I am odd, but I'm not inherently mean. You know, like, my thing is the people who feel the need to make fun of others, and the people who feel the need to do a lot of shit that negatively affects others, they're just sad cunts. You know, and I'm just gonna say, like, what a tendency I don't like is, like, people who gossip a lot. Like, obviously, gossip, we all like it in moderation, you know, like honestly, I don't know, like, sometimes I like hearing, oh, someone I don't get on with, yeah, they're doing this, they're doing that. But then other times I'm a bit fucking disgusted by it. It's like, oh, I don't really want to know this shit. You know? I remember I heard a thing or two about someone I used to be friends with, and I was like, oh, they're getting up to this, they're hanging out with this person. I was like, I was like, you know what, this is something I didn't want to fucking know about, and because, I don't know, sometimes I find out stuff about people that I used to kick with, and I used to fuck with it, and then I just hear about this shit, and it's like, I'm disappointed in myself I even fucked with you. Like, this is some sad shit, man. I don't know, because, like, the thing is, like, when I actually do fuck with someone, I love them with all my heart, you know, I want the best for them, I really do care about them. So, like, when I find out they're on some mad bullshit, I'm like, what did I even fucking see in you in the first place? You know, it's like, it's just fucking disappointing, man. You know, it's like it was like, I would have legit died for you, and you've pulled all this bullshit with me, that's fine. But the way you're living your life after I stopped fucking with you is pissing me off even more. It's like, is this what you were is this what you were like all along? You know, like, were you like this the whole time, and were you just hiding this from me? Or was I like the only thing in your life keeping you from living this way? A big thing I do believe on is, like, just because inherently speaking you might have like fell out with someone, I like, if someone's parents treated me good, I will always greet their parents. Like, and if someone's cousin or something treated me good, I'll always greet their, like, cousin and stuff like that. You know, like, there's a fella or whatever I used to be friends with, and I met his cousin like once when I was over at his house, and, you know, I had got her Instagram, we started talking away, and, you know, me and him, I blocked him and everything. It is what it is. But, like, I always heart his cousin stories, and, like, it was her birthday, I wished her happy birthday, she dyed her hair, I was like, oh, brown suits you, girl, and all this shit. Because it's the type of thing where it's like, you might be connected to someone I don't speak to anymore, but if I don't necessarily have any bad experiences, you only have good experiences, but I'll still greet you no matter. Like, I won't ever be that type of person where it's like, if I was friends with someone, right, I had a falling out with them, I kind of started like having friendship with their friends, but there was more of their friends, I'd probably just cut off the friendship with the kind of friendly-ish, just for the pure fact, like, that's just fucking messy, and I like a simple fucking life, low key. I outgrown the education system years ago, you know, I was still stuck there, but I'm finally going to be done with it. And I won't have to see those guns anymore. I'm sorry, the music's really good, and to be honest with you, I kind of want to go to sleep very soon. But on a finishing note, what I am basically trying to say to my younger self, thank you for all the hard work you put in, because now I am in the position to show love to the people, to show the purest form of love I can to the people I care about, to try to help the people who need help, and to, most importantly, just completely love myself. Because honestly, going into a building every day, which makes me want to stab myself, hang myself, slit my throat, just fucking basically unalive myself and kill myself when I have to put on my uniform, when I have to go in, when I have to deal with the people, when I have to listen to the fucking teachers, when I have to put up with all that bullshit. You know, I'm gonna be gone in 2 weeks, lads. Fucking life is looking fucking great. And well, I was going to say I'm going to remove all of them on social media, but what I realised is I have none of them anyway. I love that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you know, mad that these people were talking about me when they didn't even have a way to contact me low key. But, high key. But, hey, fan behaviour, what can I say? I don't know, but my thing is, like, I don't even know if that's a flex, because, like, low key, they bumps. High key, they bumps. Right? But back on a more serious note, yeah, life's looking up. Probably gonna get a tattoo in a week or two, even though financially speaking, that probably isn't the best idea right now. But honestly, ink over logic. Fuck with that shit. Happiness over logic. Logic over happiness, depends how I'm feeling. Either way, bye bye, I'm out. God knows when this is uploaded, because I don't like fucking editing, but bye bye, homies. Bromies. That's the people I actually know. To the people I don't know who are like a fan of some sort, bye bye. I don't know what to call you. Baguettes or some shit. Bye bye. Spaghettis. Spaghetti!